Hello YouTube, Eddie Bones 13 back once again with another knife review. I actually just finished one off. You'll see I'm going to be probably downloading them both at the same time. Well, it'll probably take an hour and a half for one, another hour and a half for the other, so you'll see one before the other. But this is a knife that has been out now, came out I think 2015, but a lot of people have done reviews on it, but I have to put it in my collection of videos. I have to. I love this ZT. It's probably one of my all-time favorites. It's heavy duty. It's the right size. There are some things I don't like about it, and I'll tell you what those are in just a minute. But let's go ahead and give you the name. I'll give you some specifications and then my impressions of this knife, okay? And most of you already know what this is just by looking at it. Well, not really until I open it because there's two variations. This is the Zero Tolerance Emerson Collaboration 0630. Folding knife, 3.6-inch blade, S35VN Stonewashed blade, G10 on one side, gorgeous G10. I love this pivot, by the way. Gorgeous G10 with the milling. It's a rough G10, but not enough to hurt you. Reversible pocket clip, and then of course you got the all titanium on the backside. With it, I love this pocket clip here. It's just a really tough, sturdy pocket clip. It's one of their better ones, I believe. It's not deep carry, but it's deep enough. You can see you have just enough. And as my buddy over there, Epic Snuggle Bunny on YouTube, says, these little screws you can use to help pull it out of your pocket. So it's awesome. But look at this titanium, gorgeous G10. Let's get into the specifications, and I'm going to start to tell you what I don't like. Even though this is one of my favorite knives, there are still some things I don't like, unfortunately. But so, specifications, you have a 3.6-inch blade. And let's go ahead and get that open so you can see this gorgeous blade. So 3.6 inches. Look at that gorgeous hand rub like satin. I don't know if they hand rubbed this. It's probably done by a machine. If they hand rubbed all these, they wouldn't even be able to get these knives out. So let me see if I can get some better light on this situation here. So look at how gorgeous that is. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And then of course you got the Stonewashed flats. ZT logo on one side, and then of course on the other side it's 630 Emerson design, S35VN, and I have a pretty old one, a 1935 serial number. But look at that blade shape, and look at that swedge. It's just gorgeous. You can't ask for nothing better. I mean, this blade shape is so perfect for everyday tasks. It's got a belly, it's got a strong, thick blade stock, a thick tip. It's pretty much just everything I like in an everyday carry. And I'm no outdoorsman, really. I just in everyday carry tasks around the city. It does have the wave opener. We'll get to that in a moment. I love the pivot. It's just something different. It's easy. Grab a pair of pliers, grab your hex nuts, whatever, and kind of tighten that and loosen that up. Great finger troil here. Really not much more. It's just a straightforward design, but it just fits phenomenally in the hand. And we'll get into some more about that also. But handle length is 4.9 inches, which is right around my ballpark. Perfect. I love anything but from 4.75 to 5.4, to be honest. So this is right up my alley right here in size. Did I tell you the blade length 3.6? Yes, I did. So you have an overall of 8.5. Perfect size knife. You can't ask for much better. This knife is absolutely perfect when it comes to size. What's going to scare a lot of people that haven't held this knife is the weight. It is 6.3 ounces. And there's a good reason for that. Zero Tolerance is known for their overbuilt, strong, sturdy knives. This is one of them. I don't care about that much weight. You start getting into 7 ounces and up, yeah, you're getting a little heavy. But like I just said, I've said in every video, I'm a big guy. I don't mind heavy knives. They don't bother me. I don't feel them in my pocket. when I put a knife in my pocket, just like Jim Skelton will tell you on his videos, it's the only thing that goes in that pocket. I don't share it with nothing else, so I don't need to worry about this. You imagine your other pockets have keys and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Shoot, my wallet probably weighs more than this, and not with money. I'm just talking about with crap. So, you know, 6.3 ounces is nothing. It's a strong, heavy-duty knife, and I love it, okay? I love this knife. I have the 0095 on order, and I can't wait to get that. And I have a couple other ZT knives that I will compare this one to that I love. But something about this knife, even though it's not a flipper. Okay, so Stonewashed in Staten, like I told you, beautiful combination. That's pretty much all the specs. Made in USA, as you know, it's ZT. Let's get into the things I don't like right away. I'm going to tell you, I don't like the thumb disc, and this is what you're going to hear from a lot of people. The reason being is it's such a smooth knife, and a lot of people have stated that this is not a smooth knife. I felt one at one store that was really stiff. I couldn't even open it. This one, it was hard to open, but a little smoother at first. But once they break in, it opens right up. But the thumb disc, it's just a little tougher. I don't know. Let me show you this thumb disc. It just kind of eats your thumb up. It's just pointless to me. If this Emerson Wave was gone, it'd be a nice platform to rest your thumb on if there was no jimping. But I like the original thumb. I can't remember what they're called now, but you know, the original thumb things, I'm going to call them. The discs, I don't really dig. I may put a special one on there just since I have it. Maybe a blue one, put all blue hardware on here because that's my favorite color. But I also don't like the Emerson Wave. I don't really dig Emerson knives. I know they're built tactical. They're built to be a tactical knife. Quite honestly, you know, I'm 37. If I have to protect myself with a knife, I will, but I'm not out doing tactical things, okay? That's when I was younger, involved with the wrong crowd. Yeah, I would have loved it. I mean, I hate to say it, but that would have been the time to use a tactical knife. I don't need to deploy my knife that fast. And besides the fact, I love to open my knife manually or with a flipper. I don't need this to do it. So if there's anybody that watches this that can pimp this knife and cut this off, I would love it. I don't need it. I don't like it. I hate to say it, I don't like Emerson knives. I'm not a tactical carrier. I use them for everyday carry, not tactical purposes. If I have to use it as a backup knife to save my life, I don't need this to do it. I'm going to open it fast enough pulling out of my pocket without that. I just don't like it. On the other hand, it is an excellent thumb ramp, and that's the one thing about Emerson knives I do like is that little opener, quick opening system there helps you to have a thumb ramp, and I love the way it looks when this blade sets down deeper because of that thumb ramp. So I do love that, but I would do away with it, to be honest. I just don't need it. The thumb ramp is nice, but again, to have it gone and just out of the way completely, it would still be just as comfortable to me. So two things I don't like right off the bat: the disc, the Emerson Wave. I don't like the Emerson Wave. And all you Emerson guys out there are gonna be like, what's he talking about? They're the sickest. That's your opinion, and you know, you can light me up with suggestions all you want. I don't like Emerson knives. They're plain. They're all black and silver or black and black, and they all look the same to me. The only thing special that I think people love is this wave feature, and I don't need it. So yeah, I said it. I don't own one Emerson knife, and I will never buy an Emerson knife. I have one Kershaw Emerson collaboration that was like $30, and I just got it because it was on special. But I don't need tactical knives. I like tactical knives per se as everyday carry knives, but not as tactical knives. I'm not out there like a ninja trying to fight people, trying to cut people, trying to use my knife to open real fast. I just don't need it. So blah, blah, blah. I can go on forever about that. So that's the two things I don't like about this knife. And really, I believe that's it. Everything else I love. I love the black G10. I love the titanium back because I will get this anodized one day. I just like to. I think they look gorgeous. I'll show you another anodized ZT that I had done. So those are the two things I don't like. People complained that this knife was too hard to open, and because no flipper, it wasn't smooth. I beg to differ. I've had this knife now, I've broke it in, and look at this. I mean, it flies right open, and that's with no effort whatsoever. It's nice and smooth in the closing, and this is washers. You know, you got to give it a couple extra shakes than something that's on bearings, obviously, but I mean, it still closes up. I mean, you can still play with your knife and get it closed. I mean, look how smooth, and there's no blade play. I mean, I didn't loosen it to be able to do that. It's tight as tight can be. It's like a bank vault. Let's show you the lockup. There's that insert. It's got a nice insert in there. And it's perfectly, the insert is perfect. Look at that. The whole insert is being engaged on the lock, which I love. You can see it through there. It's not too early like that. I don't like it. I mean, this is too sturdy and strong of a knife to have a really, really early lockup on that insert. I like that that whole insert is engaged on the steel. It just makes it feel so much more secure. It does have a little cutout here, which I like. And this has got to be, for a ZT, probably one of the easiest closing knives that there is. Sorry, I had to jump away there. My dog busted in through the door like, I think he was trying to sneak in and steal one of my knives. No, I'm just kidding. So, as I was saying, and I don't edit, so I apologize that I had to leave with the camera there for a second, but this is one of the easiest. Look how smooth that is. I mean, you barely push it and it closes. I have, like, my ZT-801, I'll show you. You really got to give a lot of effort, and you got to push over on that thing, man, and it doesn't really. This one is the easiest knife to close there is, so I love it. Centering, pretty much dead on. I guess you could say it's a touch to the right. I don't really notice much. Up through here, the tolerances, it's perfect. If it were any farther over this way, it would be off on this. It would be too wide on this side and too tight here. So I think either the blade is ground a touch more to the right hand side or something, or that's dead on. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. I love it. I love the way it looks, this swedge popping up over the top. And again, the action, and let me back out a little bit. I want you to see this action. One thumb, and then you can close it. It'll fall on you. See, I mean, so for all you guys that have heard that these knives, that haven't got one, that have heard that these knives are really tough, you can open it slow. Yeah, like I said, when you first get it out of the box, you got to you don't want to put your fingers on this. That's one thing about ZT knives, is if you hold the lock bar, it's not going to open. So you kind of want to back off a little, and then it smooths out. And this knife is so smooth now. It's probably the smoothest ZT I own, even out of my flippers. You can just feel it. It's just no grinding, nothing rubbing. It's just so smooth. I love the sound. Flies open and it closes with washers on its own, just like it's like, you know, a good washer knife should. So, let's see, what else can I talk about this knife? I love the open pillar construction. It does have a built-in lanyard spot back here, so it's got basically a few points of contact here. It's got the lanyard back here, then two standoffs, and then here's another cool thing, and maybe I'm just missing this but on other knives, but do you see, and maybe someone can explain this, there's actually two stop pins, and let's see if I can get a closer look at that. So you have one here and here. Now this one here is acting as, when it's closed, it's stopping it. Now when you open the knife, this top one is the one that's stopping it from, you know, when the knife's open. Can anybody explain to me, does that make it, is that for more sturdy, does that for more sturdy application? I can't really understand why you need to, but if it helps it to be more sturdy, then great. I mean, I love it. Also, the jimping is awesome. They bring this jimping all the way down, and because there's no flipper, you have no worry of like scratching your finger. And you could grip back here. You got jimping right here, all the way choke up on it. There's really no troil, but I mean, if you want to put your finger there and choke up a little bit, you probably could. You could choke back and put your thumb up on here. There's jimping on the underside here that's very effective for that reverse grip, which by the way is very comfortable because it's got a downward slant, which is sometimes awkward on some knives, but this one just feels phenomenal, and you can see how it just absolutely it's wonderful. It's a wonderful knife, you guys. I absolutely love the 630. It's so smooth. It's very well overbuilt in a positive way. So let's see, what else can I talk about? I showed you the lockup, I showed you the centering, gave you all the specs. You know, there's really not much more to say that other people haven't said. I've heard mixed opinions about this knife. Some people love it, some people don't. I told you what I don't like. I don't like the Emerson wave feature. I hate it. Please, if somebody knows somebody who can cut that off, I would rather have that done. And I'd like to have a regular thumb stud. I don't think that's possible anymore, but I think I might get one of those nice like bullet ones or a nice blue one or something. If I have to have it, I'm gonna get something decorative because I really don't like the thumb disc either. But you know, now that it's smoothed out, it's really working very well. A nice thumb stud would have been better, but you can see how smooth this knife is. I mean, it's no effort at all. And if you're one of them guys like me that like to just let it drop, it does that. It's smooth, you guys. So, just a quick 16-minute video on the ZT630. I hope you guys get out and purchase one of these. I know there's a lot of new ZT models that are out that are just fantastic, but really none of them besides the 095 and maybe the one that has the orange backspacer, I can't remember the name of it, but really appeal to me as much as this one does. This one is heavy duty and it's awesome. Real quick before we get too far into this, let's do a couple size comparisons for those that haven't actually held this knife. So there's the 630. Let's put it up against the ZT801, and this one has been customized by Esteban over at Thai Survival. You can see the colorization, so we'll put it pivot to pivot. You got a much bigger handle here, but the blade length is the same size. I think they're both 3.6 inches, so that's what the 801. And here, this is what I was talking about, the lock. This one's really hard to push over. You really got to give it all your force to push that lock over. It's one of the fastest flippers I own, but as far as unlocking it, it is a little tough. So, and then here is the ZT 052, I believe. Geez, I can't even remember. Let's see if we can see it on here. The 0562, I'm sorry. And there's that up against that. So again, more handle, about the same size blade length. And just for shits and grins, I guess, let's put it up against the Spyderco Endura. You can see that the handle lengths are pretty damn close. And the Spyderco obviously has the longer blade, but so there's a couple comparisons for you. So folks, I urge you, if you haven't already, get yourself out and buy the 0630. I imagine it's going to be getting cheaper eventually with all these new knives coming out. I think it's only around 200. I can tell you right now, not to waste any more time, hopefully, but right now at Knife Center, it's $200. Yeah, so get yourself out. Buy the 0630. It also comes in the 0620, I believe, with the Tonto. Don't buy the Tonto. They're hard to sharpen. Tontos really are outplayed nowadays. Get you the regular one, okay? I'm making up your mind for you. But, yeah, go get you the 0630. You're going to love it. Until next time, this is Eddie Bones 13. Stay sharp, YouTube. Out.